fight and give 100%. It's about the fight. Sometimes it's not about the belts. Sometimes it's not about stuff that goes on outside the ring. There's those things we're not in control. We only control what we do inside the ring. So God bless him, and I hope he gives 110% inside the ring.
You got a lot better now with the passion fans. They said if you win, you remain linear champ, but doesn't retain the WBC belt.
Lineal champ is WBC champ, but not pretty much not the man of the WBC. Like, he's not the main man. So with that being said, it's still confusing to some boxers. You know what I'm saying? Just the way the belts work, the way all the sanctioned fees work, and how you get stripped. I mean, it's still confusing, but like I said, this is sport of boxing. At the end of the day, all you worry about is just performing and looking good inside the ring. That's what it's about.
You're looking good shape right now. How much you weigh in at?
Right now, I'm probably about 170. Got about 10 more pounds to go. A lot of liquids in me, a lot of water weight on me, so it's gonna be that much more easier to lose 10 pounds than to get about a week of the fight.
Do you think you have a clear advantage over him in that area where you think you're in trouble making weight for his past fight?
He made weight his last fight, so he's been working with that Herrera guy, so he said he owes him compliments for making him, getting him to be able to make weight. So hopefully he can make weight this time around and have a 110%, so there's no excuses, and we can go on and give the fans a good fight.
Looking at it objectively and putting your commentator's hat on, you look at step outside yourself, what clear advantages do you think that you have in this game?
Skills. I've always said skills pay the bills. At the end of the day, I have a lot of skills over the chocolate. My speed is my biggest advantage. We're both power punchers. He's probably a bigger puncher than I am. He's a lot more heavier than I am, naturally. So I'm at an advantage because the more muscle you have, the more of a power puncher you are, the slower you are. So with all that power he has to get to me, opposed to just saying I'm a bigger puncher, he has to be able to land those shots.
So with that being said, skills pay the bills. Floyd Mayweather mantra is, are we going to expect more of an elusive fight where you box him out, or are we going to expect to see a war?
I'm just going to adjust, you know what I'm saying? My thing is I've always loved knockouts, the fans always love knockouts. Knockouts is to make the fans love you, make you more marketable, so if I can end it with a knockout, that's what I'll do, but at the end of the day, I have to remain focused and use my skills and use my advantages, not go neck to neck. We both will do it.
You're someone who's, matter of fact, the perfect example of somebody who suffered a knockout loss and came back to be champion. What advice did you give to Ronda Rousey taking a knockout like that? How does somebody come back?
I think it starts more so outside of the ring. I think just remaining a little bit more humble and having a little bit more class. But at the end of the day, this is a sport where you win some and you lose some. She's a champion inside her heart. I believe that one day she'll be able to bring back that championship back to her and her fans. But at the end of the day, I think she needs to focus a little bit more on the craft opposed to some of the antics and stuff that she's been doing outside the ring.
What transition did you go through to get to where you are now after suffering that loss?
It's just trials and tribulations. Trials and tribulations is just time. Time is the biggest experience that we can have. And like I said before, this is all taken away from me. So everything that I used to complain about before, I'm doing on my own and then some. So mentally I'm there. Physically I'm there. It's my time now. I'm just waiting to take advantage of it.
Have you ever spoken to him since all that? Like nobody would have foresaw that. You would have kept going, and then he just suffered an injury.
With the back injury. Yeah, it's kind of ironic, and I sent a prayer out to him and his family, and I seen one of his managers or one of his translators, and I told him to reach out for him and give him my best. And that was all that we had. It's just it's one of those things where it's an unfortunate situation because if there's any man that I would want to step in the ring with, it would be Dimitri Bivol to avenge that loss. Because I ultimately felt like I was the better fighter. Just a lot of things it wasn't the right time for me. But no excuses. Moving forward, I've accomplished a lot in my career, and I've accomplished a lot up until this point. And all I have to focus on right now is just solidifying this win December 3rd.
I remember during the fight, you kind of felt like the 10 count was a little bit early, and that you had a chance to get up. Do you still feel that way today?
Yeah, I still feel the same way. But like I said, I'm not a referee. I don't know what you saw, but I know what I felt. And and I was just taking my time and getting up. And I think in the world title fight, I think you should really give that fighter an opportunity to get up, not at the count of 4 or 5. You know what I mean? And just push me down and wave it off. But like I said before, that's in the past, and that's something that I've learned from. And you know, moving forward, I can definitely say that I've learned a lot, and I will apply what I've learned inside the ring.
Have you conducted your entire training camp over here in New York?
It's been in New York, yeah. It's been in New York. It's been based in Long Island and Brooklyn.
All right. So how do you feel? You know, kids out there in Miami enjoying the sun. You feel that you're going to have that competitive edge, right? Being that this is the battle for Brooklyn.
I mean, I think it's like, you know, me traveling back and forth from Long Island to Brooklyn. I see Brooklyn every day. That's the biggest inspiration for me. You know, knowing that we're fighting for that title. I'm in the streets. I'm here. Like, you know,
you're in tune.
I'm in tune with it. And at the end of the day, you know, me actually being from here means more. So, not to say that he's not going to bring that same passion come fight night, because, you know, we all fight 110%. We all give our all inside that ring. When you have a man coming in and trying to take your head off, you got to fight. You got to give it your all. But with that being said, bro, I'm just looking forward to the fight. This is going to be an excellent fight. It's going to be a fan-friendly fight.
You walk around the streets, man. So what's the word you're hearing? What are people saying?
It's back and forth, and that's the thing about it, and that's what I love about it. I'm glad it's not one-sided. Some people feel like I'm going to win, some people feel like he's going to win. But at the end of the day, it's just about us proving, ultimately, and it's in our hands to ultimately prove who's going to be the victor.
Bearing that you do get this win, how hard would you campaign for a fight against, you know, GGG or Canelo Cotto? The winner of those. How hard, you know, do you campaign for that?
I mean, I've been calling Peter out, and I've been campaigning for this fight for a long time. So I'll be yet to see who I'll be calling out next, or who will be the main man to call out next. A lot of people say Triple G is that guy, but I've always viewed him as the man, the top guy in the division. So as I work my way up the ladder, I feel like I can get maybe the Andy Lees, and then, you know, maybe the Cottos or Canelos, and then ultimately get Triple G.
All right. So who do you have in that fight between Andy Lee and
Andy Sanders?
Yeah, Sanders.
I got Andy Lee. I think Andy Lee has a little bit more experience. They're both southpaws, but he has a lot more advantages. I see Andy Lee winning that fight, but you know, Sanders is a tough competitor as well, very skillful. So we'll have yet to see. You know, skills pay the bills.
Going back to your commentator hat, way back when it was slated for Dimitri to have a fight with Triple G, you know, back then, how do you think that fantasy fight would have looked like, and who do you think would have had that?
I don't know, man. That would have been an entertaining fight. It's something that I definitely would have wanted to see. Both very skillful fighters. Triple G is obviously more of a power puncher. Pirog is more of a slickster, more of a boxer puncher rather. It would have been a matchup for the fans to see, and I'm sure it would have been very entertaining.
Are you one of the people who had Holly Holm winning against Ronda Rousey, or was it?
I was rooting for Holly Holm. I would be honest with you. I've heard some of the interviews that Ronda Rousey has been doing, and the disrespect that she has been given to Holly. And it's not the fact that Holly was a boxer and that she hasn't received the credit that she deserved, because she was a 3-time, 4-time world champion, and in kickboxing. You know, and having Ronda Rousey, who really had not really accomplishing that much, and having no spotlight. See, this is a sport where you're more marketable, you know, then sometimes you get favored, you know. So sometimes people with the real skills, I'm not saying that she doesn't have, but she's not capable of the real skills, but I feel like people should be able to get the same kind of attention. I mean, especially in women's boxing, but she was the biggest draw, and I understand why, but at the end of the day, I was rooting for Holly because of Ronda's character and some of the antics that she was showing before the fight. But like I said before, she's a champion. She knows what it is to be a champion, and I'm sure she'll bounce back.
How do you feel about Floyd Mayweather's response to her? And everyone's pretty much surprised that it was really humble and that he didn't kick her while she was down.
I think Mayweather's response was classy. I feel like a lot of people was waiting for him to say something arrogant and ignorant, but sometimes you kill people with kindness, or you let themselves kill themselves. And that's what the situation was.
There you have it.
You guys good?
All right.